Hey, what up guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be updating the code made in the previous video, and we'll be making the LED fade smoothly rather than choppily at the 4 points we explicitly commanded. So to do that, we'll be using the for loop, which like the main loop functions executes a block of code repeatedly, but this one also has entrance and exit conditions. So looking to the Arduino reference, we'll see that the syntax is as follows for the for loop. We'd write for and then an initialization statement, followed by a condition and an increment statement. Now let's take a check and see what those would look like. Here's our code from last time, and there's our for loop. So our initialization statement takes the form of creating a variable, an integer value I, and we set it to 0. Our condition statement is what keeps the for loop going, and in our case we want the loop to exit once an endpoint is reached. So while our integer I is less than 255, the max value that goes into the analogWrite function, we want the loop to keep going. Finally, our increment statement will just be I++. This means that every time the loop executes, at the end of the for loop, our integer I will have 1 added to it. Now for our statements, inside the for loop, we'll simply cut and paste some of the previous code, analogWrite and delay. Cut and paste. In here, we'll change the analogWrite 255 explicit value to the variable I, which we just said changes during each loop, and will thus have the LED fade smoothly through all the values. And because we'll be looping around 255 times, we'll change the delay to something smaller, like 5 milliseconds. Alright, let's delete this extra code, upload, and see what happens. Sweet, but all it does is ramp up. So let's program the ramp down now. We'll copy the for loop we created to increase the brightness, and we'll change it to decreasing brightness. So int I will change to I equal to 255. This is where we leave off from the previous for loop. Our condition will be while I is greater than 0, because once it reaches 0, it's ready to start going up again. And then our I++ will change to I-, which is the opposite of I++. In fact, it means that each time it goes through the loop that it subtracts 1. Pretty cool, right? analogWrite looks good, delay looks good. Let us push that code, and whoa, fantastic. This thing looks great. Like in the dark right now, this blue LED is so cool. So now we've got an LED that smoothly fades. You can see here. Oh, there it goes. Nice. Thanks for tuning in. Destroy that like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time when we change our tutorial a little bit.